Ooh. The Champions original soundtrack. 3-disc set. Original title and incidental music by Robert Farnan, Edwin Astley, Albert Elms and Tony Hatch. Or The Avengers Evolution Collection. Volume 3 of 4. Avengers International. 1965 to 67. Somebody paid £12.99 for this in W.H. Smith. My gosh, somebody must have really wanted to get this for me. Ooh. This time it's button lip. No Ford videos with Brian May music. Not my taste. I prefer something altogether more riveting. Lucky. Well, you know, we've got Patrick McNee, we've got Dinah Rigg on here, we've got the Winged Avenger, tracing the development of the greatest TV series ever, and contains 4 complete uncut episodes. 13th Hole, Danger Makers, Winged Avenger, and You Have Just Been Murdered. Some of the best television ever made. Better get that into the VHS player immediately.
Do you know, viewers, as the weeks go by, I think we're beginning to build up more and more of a picture of who this mysterious benefactor, who may or may not be connected with the House of Lords, could be. He certainly doesn't like Brian May music. He seems to want something that's more riveting with 2 T's. He was in New Haven in 1974. I think he drove a Ford Corsair, and he said something about some pipe work. Anyway, I've had a look at this video cassette, and in amongst the copyright information, which of course I can't show you, and some terrible tracking, there might be something on the other end of the cassette after I watched those 4 episodes of The Avengers. They are wonderful, by the way. It truly is the greatest television series ever. I'll tell you what, I'll go and watch a bit more of the video, and I'll get back to you and see what I found.
Le crime a eu lieu à 9h. Vous avez arrêté l'accusé à 9h30. 9h30. Et il conduisait une voiture ordinaire.
Ordinaire.
50 km sur une route de montagne en 30 minutes. Je ne crois pas.
Non coupable.
Une voiture ordinaire?
So for this 4th part of Peculiar Old Car Adverts, we again have another Renault advert, this time from 1995 with the Renault Lagoona. It's entirely in French with subtitles, and it does have a little bit of Johnny and Mary music right at the end. But apart from it, it's all style. It's all 90s kind of style. It's all very French. They might have even had a kind of the French agency do this for them. And what are they trying to suggest? That you can bribe the lawyer who you've shacked up with to let you off in a legal case? Is that what it suggests? And only criminals drive Renault Lagoonas. It is a bit of a weird dynamic there, so definitely qualifies for this series, I think. And of course, the young female lawyer she's very French, and of course she's a rather nice-looking lady. Of course, she wouldn't be in this advert, would she? She wasn't.
The Montego 1.6L. It's capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 more than 2 seconds faster than the Ford Sierra 1.6L, usually. It also has a slide and tilt sunroof, electronic stereo radio cassette, and a 5-speed gearbox, all as standard. More than you can say for the Cavalier 1.6L. Montego 1.6L. Doesn't hang about.
Next we have quite possibly the best driving stunt ever seen in any car advert. This is from 1988 and it's the Montego 1.6L. What's really weird is that we're on this cusp between Austin Rover and the Rover Group, and the Montego never actually wore the Rover badge in this country. Obviously it appeared in the brochures for Rover Group, and this I think is a pre-facelift car, so the 88.5 models are about to come in, but you know, they've ditched the Austin name. The car doesn't have the Austin badge on it as far as I know, but it's still got the pre-facelift rear lights. People in the Metro, Maestro and Montego Appreciation Society Owners Club would be able to tell me a bit more about it, but you know, I think it is still a pre-facelift car. That's why they have to say at the end Montego 1.6L. They can't say any manufacturer or anything because the car was never badged as a Rover. But the stunts that Russ Swift pulls off in this video are astonishing. They're absolutely astonishing. I think that he's really excelled himself. None of this is done with computers. It's all done with sort of clever ramps and just camera trickery and things like that. The advert message is pretty mean. All it does is say that the Montego is a little bit faster than a Sierra. I got a little bit more equipment than a Cavalier. That's really all it says, and that, you know, Russ Swift can drive it really well. So yes, you know, on one hand a fantastic advert, but the message of it isn't the clearest, and also, well, I'd expect them to use a more glamorous model of Montego.
This is just the thing.
The Vauxhall Cavalier is quite a surprising car.
I couldn't believe it.
It's quick, but economical.
This'll get us out of here in no time.
It holds the road beautifully.
Do you think it'll handle okay?
Like a dream.
And it's extremely well furnished inside.
Great.
In the GL and GLS, you'll even find a quartz clock and radio.
Here we go.
The Vauxhall Cavalier. Just the car for getting away from it all.
I say, did we leave the radio on?
What exactly do you do when your car is getting on a bit and about to be replaced? Well, generally, to generate some buyer interest, you load it up to the gunnels of equipment and focus on that equipment, and, you know, add a little bit of new styling or something. This 1980 advert, or it could be an 81, I'm not sure, for the Mark 1 Vauxhall Cavalier 2000 GLS, and I think the Metro GL as well, is a classic example in that. They've obviously gone somewhere very good to film this. It isn't like sort of Studland or something, because there's too many palm trees. They obviously went somewhere to film this. And it's kind of clever. The joke's quite good, I think, really, that they don't actually need the car, they just need the crate it's in. But, you know, nevertheless, it's just saying, you know, this car's reaching the end of its life. It's got a nice quartz clock in it, and in this case, I think it's got a vinyl roof, and that's really it. It doesn't say an awful lot more about it. It's clearly like this Chevette advert that we covered from the same period, where they facelifted it, but the improvements aren't particularly kind of great, really, which just shows it was just really a hold of a model until the Nova came out in about 1983. In this case, the Mark II Cavalier was months away from launch, and somehow they had to shift all these Mark 1s. So there we go. More Vauxhall weirdness.
콩코드의 품격주의, 기품 있는 스타일, 탁월한 승차감, 그리고 주행 성능까지 새로운 고급 승용차의 세계를 펼친 콩코드. 이제 귀하의 품격과 안전을 콩코드가 지킵니다. 정상의 슈퍼세단 콩코드, 기아 산업.
It really wouldn't be peculiar on car adverts unless we went to South Korea and we had the chap who sounds like he's shouting down a megaphone. And here we go, it's another one, this time for the Kia Concorde, which was a rebadged Mazda 626. I think at this point, Kia really only were selling rebadged Mazda models, which they did for some time actually, until the early 2000s in some cases. And, well, it's brilliant, I want one. I want a Kia Concorde. Look at it, it's fantastic. I want one, and I want one now.
We give you the Vauxhall Mover, a car that makes light of heavy traffic. The Vauxhall Mover. It's really something in the city.
Looking at this particular advert, I think it's in 1985, judging by actually it's a C plate. It could be 86, I suppose. This is a very similar advert to what we've just seen with Russ Swift, and the La Bamba soundtrack was used in other Nova adverts too, and along the same kind of lines. But the stunt work's a lot less impressive in this. It looks far less dangerous. It's just, cleverly placed object. It's not bad, but you can clearly see where perhaps they saw this advert at Austin Rover and they decided to just make it better, and they did. I mean, it's stylish enough, and the message of the advert is nice and clear. It's a nice compact little car, easy to drive. Obviously the steering's a bit heavier than Nova, but steering was having a lot of 80s cars, so no sort of trouble there really. But yeah, it's just done an awful lot better a little bit later. So not my favourite advert, but it's nice and entertaining to see it nevertheless. So I think we've maybe got 2 more parts of Peculiar Old Car adverts, and then we might be coming to some kind of conclusion. And am I ever going to find out who exactly is leaving me these VHS tapes? Well, you'll have to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell to be informed of when new uploads are coming of Peculiar Old Car adverts and other videos. And yes, you can also follow Lloyd Vehicle Consulting at the social media links down below. And thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching.